Alright, hello everybody, welcome to Entropy TV, Monday Night Mazing. This is Hong Long from Hong Long Wuxia. Not a lot of lag on the stream. Get started late because OBS didn't want to start the game. What do we got? We got 31, 3, 3, and 1. 31. Oh, that ain't gonna work, duh. What do we got? We got the drops, group, bonus, scare, heal, bonus. Charge, rage. I guess I'm gonna go with charge or rage.
Not enough minerals.
Ah, shit. Oh, well. We can do that.
Not enough minerals.
Guess I'm gonna put their tower right here. Well. What do I do for pointage? Second, third, fourth, fifth. Fifth place, not too shabby. Where are we at in the grand scheme of things? We are sitting in 11th place.
Upgrade complete. Additional supply depots required. Additional supply depots required. Not enough. Not enough.
Means we don't really need any of this shit over here. We'll sell it. Sell that mess.
Additional supply depots required. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Upgrade complete.
Quit school at 17 and I ain't the slightest bit ashamed. No, not ashamed. Teacher tried to tell me, boy, you'd never get no way. I never got to college, but I sure got in their hair. But please excuse me for scribbling. I can barely write.
Not enough minerals.
And if I did it all again, I swear I'd do it all just the same. Not a thing would change. Hit y'all.
Not enough minerals.
What's up, Mr. Orson Cat?
Game paused.
Is that me?
Game paused.
What are you doing there, Orson? Don't lay down on the... This is not looking good for me.
Additional supply depots.
Ah, you son of a bitch. What do I do when the,
Not enough minerals.
Shotgun. Socks. You. I got boots and socks.
so just leave it in there.
minerals. Not enough minerals.
Got too many blockers. I think that's gonna be. It's killing us. Shit, I didn't get it. That was a waste stunt. Yeah, we should take out the frickin' TPs. Go this way. Man, I didn't even get one fucking kill. Oh, that's painful. Alright, well, next time we gotta take out all the damn. We gotta take out all of the TPs. Oh, we can't really do that, can we? Oh yeah, we can. We just sell that stinking tower there and there. Yeah, because they're gonna be a boom, and then they come over here and they go boom, and they hit that again. Well, one, the guy who hits one will hit that. Come out here. Go to the two. Come back out and they hit that again, yeah. Just a waste. Better. Slightly better. This one isn't gonna make much of a difference. Yeah, put your butt in my face there, buddy. Hmm? Ah, well, apparently a good start for us today. But then, have I mentioned I hate small maps? You know, we could probably save us a whole. Dang, dude, stop!
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Having issues with my mouse today.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Tearing up the night. That's right. Yeah. Tearing up the night. Tearing up the night. Tearing up the
Not enough minerals.
for Dixieland. That's where I was born. Early Lord, one frosty morning. Look away, look away, look away, Dixieland.
Guess my cat muted me too. I think they said something along the lines of that I had taken out those TPs on the first drops. I would have probably managed to stay in. Maybe. So I probably would have gotten like 2 kills, 2-3 kills, which was 15. I think I was minus 20, so probably would have looked at me. Why did he whisper with me? Oh. Hopefully they didn't all get out of the lobby before I did and start. No, he's still here too. All right. Well, ain't that cool? Don't like that one. Anyways. Well, you didn't let me vote. You're gonna give me not gonna give me an option. Yeah, that's a way of fixing that bug is just don't let anybody put a thing in here. Yeah, good. Crap. Alright, we get to play a little flat crap man. Ain't that fun? $43 to 2. It's a 1. It's 398. This is, oh my God, this just blows. There's no other way to put it. This just sucks ass. Sucks monkey ass, man. Oh,
Game paused. Not enough minerals.
If I leave here tomorrow, would you still remember me?
oh, come on, damn it.
For I must be traveling on now.
Not enough minerals.
Too many places I've got to see. But if I stayed here with you,
Alright, can we go in here?
cause I'm free as a bird and this bird you cannot change.
Well, no, because Susan. Let's see the back power. You got one there, or you got one there.
First blood.
I think we're gonna try with a sniper.
Lord knows I'm to blame. But if I stayed here with you, girl, things just couldn't be the same. Cause I'm free as a bird now. And this bird you'll never change. And this bird you cannot change. Oh no, I can't change. Oh help me, I can't change.
Additional supply depots required.
Actually, you don't need to go with sniper. God damn it. No, actually, that works for
Upgrade complete.
see what we did. I don't know. We're not taking out a rock, so we could have them come all the way down here. Yeah, but then after he hits the one, after he hits the two, just be going back that way.
Additional supply depots required. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Can do is we can do this. Got him. What is this one? Evolution.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Actually, we can leave the TP1 in for this one. It just makes it a little bit longer. How are we doing now? 185. What do we got to get? We got to get second, third, fourth, fifth place. Right now we're on second, third, fourth, sixth place.
Not enough minerals.
So was there 100 there? No, you'd have to cover up the hole too. We're gonna put that one down. Probably, that's probably how he's getting so many kills though. No. Maybe he's going with the melee. Oh, almost got one. Well, that worked out nicely.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Not as anymore. So we might make some points here after like 5 games in a row without making any. And when the next break comes up, maybe it's water. It's almost room temperature. It's just refrigeration and indoor plumbing, two of the greatest achievements of mankind in the last 150 years. Oh, that was dumb. You missed that this whole time. Pointage 20. Woo! Ducks. Ain't that something?
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Now I'm thinking maybe we should just put this like this anyway. wound.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Oh. I knew there was a 110 in there. Check and see what my pointage there. Always first. What happened? My keyboard stopped working. Oh, come on. What the fuck is going on? Stop working. To be the host since he won. Alright, you know what? I think I'm gonna read this article here for you. Entitled Trump in meeting with Bukele pledges not to return Abrego. Garcia threatens deportation of citizens. I have not. Look at that intense look. Like we're gonna have sex in it. Yeah, yeah. Alright, so President Donald the gathering fascists at the White House Monday to welcome El Salvador's President Nayib Bukele marked another step in the consolidation of a presidential dictatorship in the United States. Trump hailed Bukele as a kindred spirit, someone who agreed to accept unlimited numbers of people from the U.S. and imprison them in one of the most brutal detention facilities on the planet, the notorious Secot mega prison. Bukele, is it Sesot, Secot, or Kesot, or Kekot? I think it's Secot. Anyway, Bukele, ruling as a dictator and suppressing all political opposition, repaid favor by acknowledging Trump as overlord and paymaster. He rejected outright the possibility of releasing Kilmar Abrego Garcia, a wrongfully deported Salvadoran immigrant with an American wife and 3 children in Maryland. To return him to the United States, Bukele claimed, would be preposterous, and he had no power to do so. Kind of bullshit. Oh, I got no power. Oh, what's up with him in there? It's like Escape from New York. You just can't get in there. You just can't. Assholes. But if his son accidentally wound up in there, you'd be able to get him out in freaking 2 seconds. From Trump's inner circle came a mixture of fascistic threats and outright lie. Oh, and I don't know if they mentioned it, but they were the media gathered in the Oval Office when he said that. They just laughed. Chuckle, chuckle, chuckle. From Trump's inner circle came a mixture of fascistic threats and outright lies. Attorney General Pam Bondi falsely claimed that 2 courts had found Abrego Garcia to be an MS-13 gang member and an illegal alien. In fact, Abrego Garcia has never been charged with a crime in either the U.S. or El Salvador and won a 2019 ruling barring his deportation, as his life would be in danger danger if he was ever forced to return. White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller declared he's a citizen of El Salvador, so it's very arrogant even for American media to suggest that we would even tell El Salvador how to handle their own citizens as a starting point. This from an administration that is bullying the entire world with a tariff war, combined with the territorial demands ranging from the return of the Panama Canal, to the annexation of Greenland and Canada. Trump and his agents are using the case of Abrego Garcia to establish three interrelated pillars of presidential dictatorship. One, the president is above the law and not bound by judicial rulings. Two, the president has unchallenged authority over foreign policy and war. And three, the executive has the power to deport or detain anyone, including U.S. citizens, outside the protections of the Constitution. The Trump administration seized on a loophole created by the Supreme Court, which had upheld District Court Judge Paula Zinez's directive that the government should facilitate Abrego Garcia's return after a Justice Department lawyer admitted his deportation had been an administrative error. Supreme Court's April 10 ruling sent the case back to Zinez, instructing her to clarify a portion of her order that required the government to actually effectuate Abrego Garcia's release, with due regards for the deference owed to the executive branch. This language is now being used by the administration to pretend that it is not defying the lower court order by citing the Supreme Court's unanimous ruling that actually upheld that order. Whatever the pseudo-legalistic hair splitting, the White House is neither facilitating nor effectuating Abrego Garcia's release. It's insisting that he will remain imprisoned in El Salvador. The Trump administration's position is that its actions cannot be restrained by the judicial branch of the government, which according to the Constitution is a co-equal branch of government. This began with the opening defiance of the initial ruling by Judge James Boasberg last month, which ordered the deportations halted. Since then, Trump and his allies have launched an increasingly open and ferocious campaign against what they call radical and lunatic judges. Secretary of State Marco Rubio denounced the ruling by U.S. District Judge Paula Zinez requiring the administration to return Abrego Garcia to the U.S. The foreign policy of the United States is conducted by the President of the United States, not by a court, Rubio declared. It's that simple. On Sunday night, the Department of Justice filed a 7-page brief with Judge Zinez making the same assertion, that the U.S. President has unchallengeable authority in U.S. foreign affairs. Federal courts have no authority to direct the executive branch to conduct foreign relations in a particular way, it stated, citing the exclusive power of the president as the sole organ of the federal government in the field of international relations. All right, well, first off, this is not a foreign affair. This is a domestic matter. He has contracted out the Salvadoran government as a prison. And if he's if they're making the claim that that is a foreign entity like Guantanamo and that Guantanamo is the same thing, then yeah, they have no business deporting anyone there. Period. Now they shouldn't be deporting anyone. Period. Anyway, but that's another subject. While the Constitution grants the executive branch primary responsible for foreign affairs, this authority is neither absolute nor unreviewable. Congress has always played a major role in shaping and funding foreign policy. Now, both congressional legislation and executive actions are subject to judicial oversight if they are challenged as unconstitutional or illegal. 40 years ago, Congress passed the Boland Amendment prohibiting U.S. government agencies from aiding the Contra rebels in Nicaragua. The Reagan administration did not dispute Congress's authority, and when it was revealed that White House aides had secretly sold weapons to Iran to fund the Contras in violation of law, top officials were forced to resign. Some were prosecuted and convicted, and Reagan himself narrowly avoided impeachment because the Democratic Party protected him. Even then, the scandal was largely buried to preserve the legitimacy of the military intelligence apparatus. Today, by contrast, the Trump administration's flagrant and daily violations of the Constitution are met with silence from the Democratic Party, the courts, and the corporate media. Finally, and perhaps most significantly, The Trump administration is seeking to establish a precedent for removing U.S. citizens from any judicial process. At the White House Monday, Trump closed out the fascist backslapping session by suggesting, in response to a media question, that he was considering the deportation of U.S. citizens and not only immigrants to the Salvadoran prison system. While the question referred to fully naturalized U.S. citizens, Trump's answer made no reference to naturalization and would apply to any U.S. citizen who fell afoul of his government. He said, "We have bad ones too, and I'm all for it because we can do things with the president Bukele for less money and have great security. We have a huge prison population. We have others that we're negotiating with, but no, it's a homegrown criminal. I have no problem. If it's a homegrown criminal, I have no problem." He added, "Now we're studying the laws right now." Yeah. They're not studying any laws. They're just flagrantly trampling over the laws. Now we're studying the laws right now. Pam Bondi is studying if we can do that. That's good. Trump has also told Bukele that he'll need to build more prisons to deal with homegrowns, i.e. U.S. citizens. The trajectory of the Trump administration is unmistakable. As Supreme Court Justices Sonia Sotomayor, Elena Kagan, and Ketanji Brown Jackson warned in a statement accompanying the April 10 ruling. The government argument, moreover, implies that it can deport and incarcerate any person, including U.S. citizens, without legal consequence, so long as it does so before a court can intervene. Actually, they've shown that they'll do it after a court intervenes as well. In the case of the first trip to El Salvador with the plane, I think it was right after the first one left that the judge ordered it stopped, and they sent a few more plane loads right after. In proposing to deport American citizens and jail them in foreign prisons, Trump is effectively seeking to overturn one of the most fundamental principles of American democracy, that citizenship, and with it the protection of the Bill of Rights, as a right of all those born in this country or naturalized through a standardized legal process, and not a favor bestowed on the population by the government. According to press reports, at least a dozen Democratic representatives have sent leaflets to the Trump administration and the Department of Homeland Security seeking information on reports of U.S. citizens being interrogated and even arrested and detained by agents of Immigration and Customs Enforcement. One letter asked the DHS to provide a list of every U.S. citizen detained since Trump's inauguration. None of these letters have been answered. However, as Trump establishes the framework for dictatorship, he has been aided and abetted by the Democratic Party. The congressional leadership of the Democratic Party and leading figures like Obama, Biden, and the Clintons and Kamala Harris have all kept silent as the White House wages a rampage against the Constitution. The Democrats have worked to demobilize and suppress broad-based opposition. The measures being implemented by the Trump administration are directed, above all, against the working class. The precedent being set in the case of Abrego Garcia will be used to criminalize all forms of opposition to the corporate and financial oligarchy that the administration serves. In the eyes of Trump and his fascist allies, any expression of resistance, from protests to strikes, is a threat to national security that must be met with brutal force. The defense of democratic rights cannot be entrusted to any of the institutions of the capitalist state. It requires the independent mobilization of the working class, armed with a socialist program to put an end to dictatorship, war, and the capitalist system that gives rise to that. God, another flat crap map. Woo! Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Oh my God. I just can't believe it. Oh, it's just so much fun. Well, that's it. What we gonna do?
Not enough minerals.
I think we'll go with that. Oh, we got an armor though in there, don't we? Oh, we don't. We gotta get second place.
I can't build here.
Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals.
First blood.
Have I mentioned that I hate these small mounts?
Not enough minerals.
Ah, I forgot to go get my water. Alright, I'll definitely place the water after this. This shouldn't take too long.
Not enough minerals. We are at maximum supply. Not enough.
Somebody's already got their tower. I'm guessing Malie.
Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals.
Out of 10, 10, what you? Wow.
Not enough. Not enough minerals.
Nebula Knight is gone. Maybe we'll get to Maze on the next one, huh? Cross the finger. Ding dong. Yeah, he's got him to lead. Which means he shall be crushed on the next wave. Crushed! He's still going here, huh?
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Let's keep on turning. Turn me home to my kids.
Not enough. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Does your conscience bother you? Tell the truth. Sweet home Alabama, where the skies are blue. Sweet home Alabama, Lord, I'm coming home to you.
Wow, that's not looking good. What is this one? Oh, yeah. This is gonna be our worst wave. They're getting some kills.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
I think this should be our second tower if we ever get that far. It's gonna be tough to get by the next wave, though. That's a killer for the Lee Tower.
Not enough minerals. Not enough.
Brutal. played blackjack who just barely survived.
Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Yeah, I didn't feel too much better than I did yesterday. My eyes are killing me right now. But I was at least able to stay awake for part of the day today. Yeah. Very nice.
Upgrade complete.
That would have been fine by me.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
So I do. Reganling is the one who kicks my ass on. I've been holding my own with the hugs. Not no more. Got a cap power. Bam! 0. Where did he put his tower at? Oh, up there. Got 0 points. Didn't lose any, didn't win any. And of course, I'm number 1 in the damn thing. Alright, I'm going to take a short break, and I will return for your gaming amusement. In the meantime, please consider supporting the channel with a donation through the coffee link in the description. And if you haven't done so, you can support us for free with a sub. And a thumbs up only takes about 1 second of your time. And it doesn't cost you anything. Just a minuscule amount of energy that you could get from like a little tiny piece of chocolate like that. All right, I'm gonna be right back. Ain't that just pretty? Well, I guess we're not gonna get to maze at all today, are we?
Upgrade complete.
And this virtue never changes.
Not enough minerals.
And this virtue cannot change.
Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals.
All right, what do we got to do? Second, third, fourth place. And we're still in 11th. We need to switch this around some.
First blood.
Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals. Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
We don't need this tower right here, huh?
Not enough. Not enough minerals.
Move this one over.
Not enough minerals. Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals.
All right, let's sell this again. Yeah. Blackjack, dude, these things are going on. Oh, what these things going on? Come on, damn it.
Unacceptable command. We are at maximum supply. Not enough minerals. Upgrade complete. Unacceptable command. We are at maximum supply.
It's not long enough, damn it.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Yeah, so just falling down, down, down.
Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
It's the only kind of life you'll never understand. Them lights that smoke
I guess I don't have enough incomes.
you'll never make a wife to a whole other man. Alcohol and little children means nothing to you. A house full of love and a husband so true. You'd rather have a drink.
Alright. Nah. That ain't gonna work either. I hate these fucking small moves. I don't understand how that fucking how is that fucking better? He's not hitting the goddamn thing most of the time. All this is a fucking waste because he's not hitting it except for on the splits. I just don't fucking get that. Look, see all that. I mean, it doesn't hit. Well, we got one more. Yeah, well, no, there hasn't been any real amazing because all the maps have been about that fucking big. Getting damn tired of it. I think maybe we're gonna stop playing on Mondays. Try a different day. It was like last week, it was the same damn thing. I think we had one map that was halfway decent size. Everything else was these little tiny fucking maps. I should just change it to towers. There ain't no fucking mazing going. That's not a maze. That's a joke. Anyway, if we have another small map like that next Monday, we're going to do something else, and we'll put the entropy some other time during the week. Maybe we'll do that on Wednesdays because I'm tired of this shit. This is not fun. I don't mind losing if I actually get to do something and play, but there's no playing here. You're just. It's what tower am I gonna put in? There's no fucking maze. It's just a joke. And then all of the maps are like that. It's like constant, one after another. Ugh. You sit there and wait for 20, 30 minutes for a game, and then you get to play. You don't even get to play. And it's partly by design. Luminous, when he edited the code. He was given an opportunity to edit the code like 2-3 years ago. I think it was like 3 years, maybe it might have been 4 years now. He specifically said that he rigged the algorithm to where there is a higher chance of having small maps than large ones. Well, the thing is a lot of these guys they don't care. They'd rather play small maps because then they can play more games. It's not a matter of quality to some of them. It's just a matter of quantity and playing quickly. They'd rather play a 20-minute game than an hour-long game. I personally, I waited longer to play that game than we actually played the game. And if I want to talk about actually playing, I only played for the first couple of minutes. Once the freaking maze was done, there was nothing. Then I tried to edit the maze right there at the end, but there wasn't much more to do. And I got a headache. Well, I had a headache when I started. Now it's just getting worse. All right, well, I'm going to take a short break and then we'll be back. Tomorrow we're definitely doing X4. And I noticed that I'm going to get a blueprint for a Phoenix next. Phoenix Destroyer. But I noticed that the Asgard is a battleship. It's the only battleship in the game. Surprised they haven't introduced one for the other factions. So after we get that Phoenix Destroyer, our next goal is going to be getting the extra large ship fabrication bay, and then the Asgard blueprint. So it's going to be about 400 and some million for both of those. I think it's like 180 million for the Asgard blueprint and 240 million for the extra large ship fabrication bay. All right, we're going to take a short break and then we shall return for your gaming amusement. If you have not yet done so, please subscribe to the channel and give us a thumbs up. And if you can, consider supporting us through the coffee link in the description. right. Yeah. Well, at least we can maze with this one. Alright, this is it. This is the last game I'm playing tonight. It's fucking ridiculous. We get to do shit all game. All fucking night. It's just horrible. I'm not even sure what I want to do here.
That's negatory. It's blocked.
Big splash. Oh fuck me! Can't even do this because I'm just so fucking I'm pissed. I'm just pissed. It's like a whole freaking day night. This is like the second time in a row we didn't get to do shit. Like tiny little fucking maps. That ain't gonna work. No, that's not.
Not enough minerals.
Can't really do big splash because we got the Vix.
Additional supply. Not enough minerals.
Guess we're gonna go with the two-sided, probably right there around that.
Shotgun. Zerg.
Actually, you know what? Probably put a tower up there. No, because you need 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fuck this. Oh, we got 24. Oh, maybe we can do it. Of course, you gotta do an extra fucking hook.
Not enough minerals.
That's just unfucking believable. Maybe I'll do a discharge. Right up here. I don't know. Two-sided. Discharge is only going to work for a little bit. So you look at all this time that it wouldn't be hitting. It would start hitting now. And then it wouldn't hit all this way here. I don't like discharge either. Here's the attack. I gotta get third place too, despite the points. Yeah. Say that again. This, for the uninitiated, this may look like a maze, but no, this is not a maze. This is a fucking joke. Bad joke. Of course, you can't fucking do that. Of course.
Unacceptable command. We are at maximum supply. Not enough minerals.
That's why this thing that I'm using here, this thing, That's from 3 weeks ago, because I haven't been able to take a fucking photo since then because there's been no mazing. And even that was a tiny little fucking map. We wind up waiting longer than we play.
Not enough minerals.
Oh, and an anti-mazing. Woo!
Not enough.
That's great. That means I'm going to get even less pointage. That probably would have been better off. We could have just run a... We'll close this off here. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Fuck this. I'm selling all this shit. We're going to change this maze completely. Well, I sold those. I could have saved a tower here, but since I've already upgraded him, I want to leave him just as he is.
Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals.
There we go. Well, this will be my worst wave, so let's do that first.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Oh, yeah. So now we just upgrade the tower, basically. Maybe do a range upgrade later. Yeah, all this is too high, so we're not gonna mess with any of this shit for at least until the tower is upgraded all the way. So that's basically all we do. Is this. Apologize for the lack of excitement in the games tonight, but you know, I have very little say in which maps we play. I mean, granted, most people are gonna even the maps on selection though. I don't think I've seen one that had more than 50 supply, and I think I only saw one or two large maps in the ones that we picked. So I have absolutely no say in the shitty selection of games or maps to play today.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Can you hear that? My fingers tapping on the table. Shouldn't be able to hear it. Never, Larry. Guessing the lion did the same thing as me, as far as tower. He was up here earlier and he put the game on pause.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Ooh, I won, damn it. Ah, yeah, big dummy. Oh, okay. Just think, if I wouldn't have spent all that money on this, I'd really be kicking ass right now. Bad timing right here. Bad timing at the end. Everywhere else is pretty good. barely learned to read and write. I became so fool that Jesus used me for keeping. I could barely write my name.
Quit school at 17.
Not enough. Not enough minerals.
Oh, thing.
Teacher tried to tell me, boy, you'd never get nowhere. I never got to college, but I
See, and if I were to sell this, I would lose all those upgrades. So
can barely write mine.
that's why I'm not messing with it.
And if I did it all again, I swear I'd do it all just the same. Not a thing would change. Let's go.
I can barely write my name. This will be my worst wave.
Not
I
enough.
do it all just the same.
Not a thing would change.
Not enough minerals.
Kingdom making love, I learned my ABCs, but please excuse me for scribbling. I can barely write my name. And if I did it all again, I swear I'll do it all just the same. Not a thing would change. Take it home, Scotty.
Unacceptable command. We are at maximum supply.
Oh, I wish I was as happy. Old times they do not look away.
Not enough minerals.
Way, look away. Yeah, Dixieland.
Dixieland. Oh, I wish
I can move this one down. Thing there. I could build another tower there.
away. Die, Dixie.
Well, Society's definitely not doing great. I'm guessing he did the two-sided. Actually, I'm gonna have to do this. Put this one down. Fine, work. Alright, what we can do though is we can do this.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Little baby, don't you cry. You know your daddy's he's bound to die. But all my trials, Lord,
Looks a little bit better right here. Yeah, that worked out a whole lot better with the new maze.
Not enough minerals.
This is my worst meat. This would be the worst wave.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Well, we at least got some points. What is this? You might be able to come. I don't think he's going to come back now. Unless he really lengthened his map. But even if he does come out, I'll definitely get him on the next one.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Alright, well,
Victory!
if I'm not the only one, maybe we'll play one more just because I won. Alright, we'll play one more. Hopefully, this will be a decent map, but I'm not kidding. Yeah. Alright, well, we are going to take a short break, and then we shall return for your gaming amusements. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel. And consider supporting us through the coffee link in the description below. And if you haven't done so, just thumbs up. Or if you're like me and you don't like these tiny maps, give us a thumbs down. Both will help us in the algorithm. Although if you give us a thumbs down, you won't. You probably won't get our games in your newsfeed unless you're also subscribed to the channel. Alright, well, I guess that wasn't too much of a break there. Guess you didn't want to wait for Blackjack to show up. Can we make work with that? Yeah. It's not a Malin map, that's for sure. But doesn't look like anybody else is going to vote for it. Of course not. Vote for this bullshit. I don't even know why I bothered. It definitely the last game. Fucking crap. Well, TPs are a waste.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
I think we're gonna build our tower up here.
Not enough minerals. Additional supply. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Additional supply depots required. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Go with the melee again. I should just, because they voted for this crap map. Well, I'm not quite as positive that the melee is going to win this time. Well, I didn't think it was going to win the last time. Either. Nah, you know what? We're going to.
Additional supply. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Well, at least this time we didn't wait longer than the game takes. Oh, you know what? I need to do my minerals. I didn't do an income yet.
Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals.
Oops, I mean.
Not enough minerals.
Them lights that smoke and loud like music. It's the only kind of life you'll ever understand. Them lights that smoke and loud like music. You'll never make a wife to a home-loving man. Alcohol with little children means nothing to you. A house full of love and a husband so true. You'd rather
Ah, acepté esa madre.
Not enough minerals.
So she's
Not enough minerals.
them lights that smoke and loud like music. It's the only kind of life you'll ever understand. Them lights that smoke and loud like music. You'll never make a wife to a home-loving man.
oh yeah.
Make a wife to a home-loving man.
This is so fun.
Not enough minerals.
What's up, Orson?
Not enough minerals.
All right, folks, that's it from me. I don't even want to look at the other maps. It just doesn't interest me. Here, I'll show it for everybody else. It's fine. So that's me. I'm done. I'm not even gonna, I'm not gonna risk. I'm not gonna risk playing another crap thing like that and then getting all. I'm just gonna relax before I go to bed. I don't feel frustrated, like I'm married or something. All right, tomorrow we're going to do the. We're gonna do X4 Foundations. Or we get to play with the big map. Alright, and then Wednesday we should be able to finish. We either got 1 or 2 more sessions of romance before we finish. Maybe 2. So maybe I'll do romance on Wednesday and Friday. So then next week we can start another game of Stellaris. Maybe we'll put that in the Monday night slot, because I'm really, this is like 3 sessions now. We've had nothing but these tiny little maps where we spend more time waiting in the damn lobby than playing. And then I wind up cussing like a bitch. Trying to stop doing that. This is not helping, being frustrated. Alright, so on that note, I will bid you all adieu. Thanks for stopping by again for Petrol. I really appreciate it. For the rest of you, I don't know why the stream begins soon is lit up there. The rest of you, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already, as well as considering supporting me financially through the coffee link in the description below. On that note, I will say adios. Have a good night, everybody.